What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back for another episode. Now today we're going to be talking about this banner at the top of your screen right here, as well as whether or not this can happen and what it'll mean to the game. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see on your screen, we are having yet another giveaway, so make sure that you are liking and subscribing, and I'll be asking you two questions throughout the video. Post that in the comments below if you want to participate, but that is all we're saying about giveaways. Moving right into the video here, let's start with this Android 18 here that was announced. So I kind of did a bit of snooping around on social media before I started recording this video here, because I mean, she's not out yet, so we still don't know exactly what she'll be doing. We don't know if we're getting her, day of after the PvP release. We'll have to see what happens. But what I wanted to kind of touch on is the potential that we have with this unit. Now, it does mention that she is blue, and I could not be happier. Mainly because we are going to finally have a blue unit that is supported by an entire color wheel of powerful units. Now, if you'll recall, now specifically with the 16 here, but if you'll recall, when I talk about Kamikolo and the Regen team, I mentioned that they had individually strong units, but that they didn't have the proper support to form a consistent team that can deal with certain situations. Having this unit right here, kind of defending this and this now, depending on how good she is, this is a complete game changer and could potentially make androids the #1 team, even above Saiyans right now, regardless of Bardock and Gogeta. I say this because yes, Bardock can lock someone in, yes, Gogeta does a bunch of damage, and yes, Goku can save someone from potential Rising Rush. However, you have a unit that can pretty much absorb a Rising Rush. I mean, if he's full health and he cover changes into the Rising Rush, there's a decent chance that he does not get one shot and then heals half of his health all the way back. So this is very difficult to deal with, as well as just being overall cover to protect these huge damage carries. Now, the reason why I think she's going to be doing a lot of damage is because 18 and 17 are kind of old units that power creep has not been very nice to. I mean, Cell was the saving grace for the team, which is why they stayed top tier, but having someone new that is clearly going to follow this pattern and increase stats, potentially new mechanics. They've been experimenting with a lot, given the Janemba, given even Majin Buu to a certain extent. I don't think that was a complete success, but still they are trying new things, and I'm thrilled to see what they're going to be trying with this android, given that every single android has had something interesting and unique about them that gives them a certain edge. So whether it's Perfect Cell with his extra damage to the cover sustain damage cut, doing more damage to Super Saiyans. Is it Super Saiyans? Yeah, it is Super Saiyans, 40% blast damage, and this is permanent. This isn't, oh, he's the last unit standing, he does 40% more damage. No, this is, if it's a Super Saiyan, he's doing damage. So you look at all of the units and they all have something special. Obviously, we talked about 16, 17 with his skill card being able to absorb spells, so another one that can kind of somewhat deal with not having Vanish up. 17 a bit outdated, but still an extremely powerful unit with his super ability that cannot be dodged. Even the debuffs that the old 18 brings, right? She has certain things like the enemy substitution count, which is pretty killer. We talked about how important it is to be able to switch, especially now with sidestep out of the way. If you're adding in these 5 seconds, this is why androids are still so good. She also does damage to Saiyans. So given that Saiyans are on top right now, having another unit here that could potentially be a direct counter to Gogeta, huge news. That being said, I want to touch on this little rumor over here. So this was released, the title says, oh, in case you missed it, this is on the Dragonball Legends Reddit Twitter account. Now, what I see here is a potential problem, if I'm being completely honest, because at first I thought, oh, we'll have the Goku Black, we'll have Kale, and then I realized, wait, they probably won't have a fusion tag, so this probably isn't aimed at completing a fusion team with Gotenks and Gogeta. These three are all Saiyans. And given that, you know, they're going to be releasing a new unit for androids, we just got Janemba and Majin Buu for regen. We just got Gogeta for Saiyans. We just got, you know, different units for every single team. We're getting a new 18 now. Bringing it back to Saiyans again, it feels like they're trying to push Saiyans on every other banner. And I get it, Saiyans are the main, I guess, race, characters, whatever you want to call it, of the series. But given how the game functions right now, I think it is way too early to be releasing 2 super units. And I mean, the Goku Super Saiyan 3, that makes sense, right? Because it's part of the Majin Buu arc. He did appear, so it would be acceptable at best. Possibly giving us a transformation instead. That would probably be the peak of what would be exciting to the game, right? Giving us some PvE content to unlock this Super Saiyan 3 transformation, and you know, that wouldn't be just adding more units, more potential banner fodder, right? I was really hoping for Majin Vegeta or Super Buu or, you know, Mystic Gohan, all these different things that go with the Buu saga. And this is, I kind of find it's a letdown. I won't lie with you guys. I mean, I personally love Goku Black. I think that he is one of the better villains in all series, going all the way back to Dragon Ball, just because of his development, you know, the plot twists. It was very complete in terms of storytelling, in my opinion, right? Especially with having 2 timelines going back and forth. I thought it was overall great. I always love a Trunks story, but I don't think that it's time to release sparking Dragon Ball Super units, period. And I mean, even less kind of an arc later. I mean, I would expect Golden Frieza before we saw any of this, right? So the fact that these are all Saiyans and that we might be seeing them obviously being really strong. I mean, they won't make Kale, of all people, especially if she's in that form. I mean, they definitely won't make her weak, right? I mean, she's gonna get released. We've got the Broly movie coming out. Maybe this is an ode to that, but I would have personally preferred having a new version of Broly. I mean, we have a million Gokus. We can have 2 Brolys, right? Especially now that with the rumors that he's gonna become canon in the series, you know, maybe possibly becoming a good guy. I'm gonna make a video probably about Broly once I see the movie, just to kind of tie in the series with what might be going on in the game. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I might maybe post an extra video this week, just because I know that I'm posting this the night potentially before we have all of these releases, but I just really want to kind of get this out there, kind of give a prediction on where I believe they should go with the Android team, making that blue unit not just, you know, a Dabura kind of blue unit. You know, for some reason they've always been hating on the blue units, and I really want a good blue unit that has proper support, that is a direct counter, you know, to other perfect cells, to the Gogetas. You know, I really want this to be good, and I guess we're gonna find out either this week. I'm not sure if this is what they're releasing this week, but I mean, if it's announced like this, I would assume so, right? So anyways, without further ado, guys, make sure that you are liking and subscribing the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.